Bonnie Bay Crochet, and we are live, I think. Let me just check to make sure we are before I go forward. Yes, we are. Yay. Just always want to make sure before I go. It already feels like I'm talking to myself, but I know I'm not because you guys are there. Thank you so much for waiting so patiently. And as promised, I owe you guys a song. Um, Again, as I always preface this, if I waited till I had a really great singing voice, I would not sing this side of heaven. But this is for you guys, for your generosity during the super chat. We reached the $100 goal again last week, which has all been sent to Shriners Hospital Children, plus a little bit more to cover their fees. So really, really excited and happy to do that. It's the least that I can do to give a little bit back. And thank you for helping for us doing this. It's a team thing. Well, anyway, I've got a song. I think you can relate to it. It's an older song. Hold on, let me skip this. Oh, come on, computer. It's not the computer, it's me, but anyway. And it looks like I am spinning. I wonder what's going on with that. Hold on a second. Let me refresh my screen again and see if I can get a better. Okay, looks like we're good to go. All right, well, this is the song I think you can relate to. This is, I'm borrowing again from John Lennon and Paul McCartney. All right. You're gonna lose that hook. You're gonna lose that hook. If you don't put that back in its case, you'll never see it again. It will flip into the couch and that will be the end. You know it's true. You're gonna lose that hook. You're gonna lose that hook. If you don't put it back right now, you're gonna find it gone. We know it's your favorite hook and it's the only one. You're gonna lose that hook. You're gonna lose that hook. You're gonna lose. I'll make a point of putting it away for you. That's what I'll do. The way you lose these, what else can I do? This is the part in the song where we wonder where all those hooks have gone. And try not to cry over that really expensive one. We're gonna lose that hook. You're gonna lose that hook. If you don't put it back right now, you're gonna find it gone. We know it's your favorite hook and it's the only one. You're gonna lose that hook. You're gonna lose that hook. You're gonna lose that hook. Okay, had to throw one mistake in there. You know me. But whew, my fingers are getting sore after that. But thank you guys again. Thanks for tolerating me on this. Yeah, not only do you have a crochet designer, but also a sort of a frustrated musician. And any of you musicians out there that ever tried to pay your bills with music know exactly what I'm talking about. You know, the starving artist thing. Okay, so let's get my cheat sheet notes on that song out of the way. So one of these days I'm going to have all of these songs memorized and not going to have to worry about looking at anything. But until that day, we're going to do a cheat sheet. Well, anyway. Well, guys, I finished the sweater. Woo, woo. I'm so excited. This is probably one of my, probably my favorite knitting project to date. I learned way more than I intended on this project, I promise you. And in case anybody wants to swim with sharks like I did, this is the book that it came out of. This is a Knit Picks exclusive. And there's another sweater on the back that I'm looking at, and I started drooling over that one, but then I went to check for the extra, for the yarn supplies online, and lo and behold, couldn't get all the pieces that I needed. So I'm gonna wait on that, and not to disappoint, but this is out of print, or it's out of stock. So, oh, thank you, Archer Nace. Thank you so much. I think it's Linda, right? Thank you so much. So you're putting us towards the next song. I got to get busy because I don't have another one in mind just yet. But anyway, you might be able, if you're interested in knitting something like this, you might be able to find a copy, eBay, or, just do a Google search. But last time I checked, these were not at Knit Picks, and it could be because they're changing out the yarns they carry. A lot of times companies do that. They kind of phase some yarns out, and then if they have patterns attached to those yarns, they kind of put them aside. But you can probably substitute yarns for all of these. These patterns were easy enough for me to read, and I'm still kind of I don't think I'm a beginning knitter, but I would say and kind of a new intermediate knitter. I would not call myself advanced in the slightest, but if you know how to do knit and purl, you can probably do these. And if you don't mind learning a whole lot along the way. And as you guys, you're on YouTube now, YouTube is a fantastic resource. And I went to that many times during this project. So anyway, well, let me go ahead and let me make sure I get make sure I get my moderator situated so I can see what Hannah's up to. And thank you, Hannah, for being with us today. So appreciate you being there, sweetheart. I know you're not feeling well. She's okay, guys. Um, but yeah, she's just a little under the weather, but she'll be fine. But she's serving us nonetheless, and I so appreciate that. We're getting ready to switch out in about 8 days, so we're going to be. I have one more. Let me see. Hold on one second. Let me check my schedule for next week because I have something next Friday. Okay. Next Friday, the 18th, I have a doctor's appointment. It's just an annual. No biggie. At least that I know of yet. And it's going to be right in the middle of where I would normally broadcast. So I may have to bump this to a 2 o'clock broadcast next week. So do stay in touch. I will have something on the YouTube community page just to update you. It'll probably be more like a 2 o'clock, a later time to go live because I certainly can't do it any earlier. But I know it's going to interfere. And these appointments, I would not put anything for our Friday at noon, but these appointments are like once a year, and if you move it, you have to wait like 8 months. And so it stays. So we'll just move it to 2 o'clock on Friday for next week, since I will be driving in a car all day next Saturday, so I can't bump it to Saturday. So okay, so we got them with our administration there. I'm glad I remembered to say something about that because I don't want to leave you guys hanging. Well, let me go ahead and say hey to everybody. Jacqueline, thank you for being there today, just so patiently waiting from LA. She says you're going to have some hot weather there. Super Bowl weekend traffic, fun. I hope you guys enjoy the party. I have not been following NFL very much. I don't even know who's in. My team, my favorite team from my childhood is not playing, so I'm just not really following it. Our local team has been fighting for the basement for years, so there's no reason for me to really turn it on just yet. But we're watching a lot of hockey, so if when the Stanley Cup comes around, we'll be all over that. But I do hope you have a great time there and that traffic won't be too terrible for you, Jacqueline. We have Angie, Annette from South Carolina. Hey, Annette. And we have Brad's mom and from a cloudy southwest Chicago suburb. And thank you for reminding people. If you can hit that thumbs up, that really does help this algorithm to do whatever those little bots do behind the scene. And if you don't want to, that's cool too. But if you want to help, and if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. I've got lots of good things. It doesn't hurt, and it's free. And if you don't want to see the videos that I post, that's fine. Just ignore the little things. If you want to get a notification, I think you have to click on the bell Because I know I'm subscribed to a lot of channels. I don't get all of their notifications unless I go in and seek them out. So you have to hit that little belly thing. I haven't said that in a while, but I know you guys are smart. You know what to do and when. We have Tina. Hey, Tina from a windy Minnesota. And we have Love to Craft waving at everybody. Hey there. And Alana. And great to have you here too, Alana. And Yuschi from Germany. I know I'm probably saying that wrong, but thank you for showing up anyway. I so appreciate you all over in Europe and other parts of the world. I just love, love, love expanding my knowledge, which is little, of geography of the world. I'm learning a lot though through you guys. Um, we have Hildegard. She said, "Looking forward to your song." I hope I didn't chase you away with that one, Hildegard. Uh oh. She said her daughter had broken her ankle, so I've been busy, but she is coming along. Oh wow, that can be hard. I really don't know what that's like because I've to date have not had to deal with any broken bones like that except in my neck. I did break vertebrae in my neck. Of all the bones I had to break, it had to be my neck. But hey, um, God used it, and His grace is amazing. He can use these rough things to really make us better people, I think. And Hildegard says she just finished a baby blanket. We have Heather from she said, having beautiful weather north of Baltimore. Yes, we are, Heather. Isn't it fantastic? I mean, I've got this sweater on. I am comfortable, but it is coming off after the broadcast because I mean, I was out yesterday with just a poncho, no coat, just a lightweight alpaca poncho, and it was fantastic. The sunshine coming in. Yeah, we have the sun again. We do have the sun. Yay, yay, yay. I think it's going to be getting cold this weekend, so enjoy it. Get outside today. I may get out and go for a ride just to get out in the sun. Uh, I went to the yarn store on Wednesday with my sister Brenda. We had a great time and got to eat Chipotle, which is one of my favorite things to do. Um, it's either that or Taco Bell. I know, don't judge me, guys. Don't judge me. Taco Bell and Chipotle, I think, are my favorite eat outs right now. I'm always open to new ones. Don't do it a lot because I'm doing the Noom thing, seeing some progress. But yeah, really, really had a great time with my sister. We drove to So Original, and I need to let you know before I forget. Lana at So Original, she's in Columbia, Maryland. If any of you all are in the area and are looking for the exact colors that I used for the Throw of Grace that starts Monday, she has them all in stock right now. Now, of course, she can't supply everybody, but if you are looking for this yarn, you don't have to have exactly what I used. Someone asked me today online about substituting. I personally think if you can definitely substitute with other acrylic yarn of your choice. It might even be able to get it cheaper. Love Crafts is an excellent substitution. However, the colors, I didn't see the colors I wanted to make this from. So the colors that I used with the Anthem acrylic yarns, that yarn information, by the way, is in the video description of this video. Um, so, but anyway, Lana, and I put her link in the video description. You can contact her by telephone if you look up her webpage, or just send her an email. Don't be afraid. You can contact her by phone, and tell her Bonnie sent you. And if you want her to mail you a kit, she might be able to do that. She's not set up to do a lot of that sort of thing, but I think she told me that she would be willing to do that if you really needed her to. But if you're in the area and you just want to take a look and feel the yarn and look at it in person, which is a good thing to do, she's got it in her shop. I took a picture of it yesterday, still haven't posted on it yet. So, and also if you're in Chicago, there is, I think it's Yarnify, is willing to ship out kits for this. Again, this is not the cheapest acrylic around, so just keep that in mind. If you want to get, just use what you have locally. There's nothing extra special about this. It's just acrylic. I mean, it's just regular acrylic yarn. So definitely feel free to substitute what you need. You're going to need, I think, just over 4,000 yards total for the specific number of balls of yarn for each color. Just look at the video description. I do have that all written out for you because I can't remember it all in my head at once. So anyway, Swati, hey, it's good to see you, my friend. Another LA friend. Hope you are doing well, enjoying that good weather you always have out there. I'll try not to get too bitter about it. Actually, I'm going to South Carolina next week, so I'm going back to summer, or at least early spring next week. So I'm kind of excited about that. Um, let's see, we have Ann Butler from Northwest Indiana. Um, um, is it Chandra or Chandra from Boston? I'm sorry, honey, if I didn't get that right. And yeah, I spent a year living outside of Boston and Andover. It was great. Um, love going into Boston too, riding the T, getting into town. And when we lived there, it's when they had the old Boston Gardens before they built the new one above the train station. So it's been a while. That was like 1988. Um, we have, let's see, oh, Hannah. Hannah, hey Hannah, just saw your posting there. And we have Jacqueline and Jane Chapman. Thank you for your comment, Jane. I can't believe, I honestly can't believe I knit this because for so many years I couldn't do anything with knitting needles. If you all were like that and you want to just give it a try again, I do have a solution. I have better needles. I was using these long clunky metal things, which I don't do well with metal. Some people love metal needles. I don't. I like the steel crochet hooks, but when it comes to my knitting needles, I want the wood. I want the pretty woods. That's what I like, and it holds my yarn better. Circular needles all the way. I did struggle with what they call DPNs, which are double pointed needles. That was not fun. I'll just say it. That was not fun. I don't enjoy that journey, but I can do it. But it's kind of like taking medicine, you know. So I do have a very small set of tiny ones so that I can work in a circle better. But anyway, I do have beginning crochet designs. I'm sorry, knitting uh, projects for beginners that are designed for crocheters using the continental method. I know you've heard me say that before, but it is a big deal. It's so much faster, it's easier, and everything you do with the hand that you hold your yarn with is, dare I say, exactly the same. Exactly the same as crochet. So give those a try if you've haven't. And yeah, it does feel awkward for a while, but you know, once you get that little bit of that muscle memory, just like you did when you learned how to crochet, it goes, and it's actually a little more relaxing for me in some ways. I love crochet. Crochet is still my first love with the fiber crafts. It always will be, but there's a lot less motion for my hand because when I crochet very fast, and I tend to overtax my hand sometimes with the knitting. It's a smaller, less motion, so it is almost restful for my hand. And then as soon as my hand feels rested, then I go back to what I love. But anyway, um, Hannah just sent me a question from Jacqueline. 2 years ago, you did a Ripple Granny Square baby blanket, and I just finished it, but I would like to do a border for it. What border would you recommend? That's an excellent question, Jacqueline. Personally, I would not put a border on that because I think the beauty of that particular design is the granny square and the ripple. You don't want to put a shell or anything that's going to detract from that. If you feel like you have to trim the edge, you may want to just work single crochet evenly around the border if you must put something like that on it. Um, but personally, I don't put borders on those. I don't generally put borders on ripple projects because I don't think it's necessary. But that's just me. If you're looking for a way to like hide yarn connections and stuff like that, maybe just a small, just a small I was going to say SC, single crochet around the perimeter, but something that's going to still maintain the ripple pattern that you've already got going there. Okay, Kelly Hart would like to know if you can wash a pattern that's made of acrylic yarn. Absolutely. Um, absolutely. Uh, I do that quite often, or not a lot, but I do it when it's needed. I do that with, I guess, any fiber. The thing is with acrylic, you want to be very careful. You may want, depending on what it is, if it's a big project like I wash my acrylic throws, the crochet cabled throws, quite often because they get used a lot, which is why we make them. And you know, when you have five growing children and they turn into teenagers, and you know, people put them over their feet and everything else. I mean, you have to wash those things. I won't say anymore. I'll just say I had three boys. They were good kids. They are great. They're great kids, and two girls. But you have to wash them. I would just put it by itself into a washer machine. Now I have a front loader which kind of tumbles it upon itself, and put it on gentle cycle, and then you can maybe tumble dry on low, on a very low setting. But just know the more that you put it in a machine and it tumbles, that's kind of rubbing the fabric against itself. So if you have a way to lay flat to dry, that will help save the fabric a little bit. But the acrylics are designed to put in the washing machine, again, on low. Don't put it on high or it'll get crispy. It will melt. It's just made of petroleum products. It will melt. So, yeah, absolutely. And if it's something like a scarf or a hat, something small, or a sweater or something, I would actually put it inside a garment bag. You know, like they have larger garment bags. Actually, let me show you something. Be right back. Okay, here. This was sitting in my room. This is my sweater dryer. This hangs up, and I can put three. Okay, I'll just show you like that. Three sweaters on this, and go hang it in the bathroom. And you know, and in a day or so, everything is dry. Especially with the heat that we've got inside our house right now, that's drying out my guitars. I had to go get a humidifier for my guitar yesterday because it's starting to warp the neck. It was so dry in here. Not this guitar, but another guitar. I was able to, the new one that I got actually was just not sounding right. So I had to go and get the neck adjusted, and had to buy a humidifier to stick inside the case so that it can, you know, not get dried out. So, but with the sweater dryer, I got that off of Amazon. I think it was under 20 bucks, but it's probably more than I really need. But it's really nice. And then you can fold it. If you can figure out how to do it, you kind of twist it and fold it into this really small compact bag when you're not using it. But I just leave it out because I can just, pull it out and then hand wash the sweaters. Like this one is never going to go into a washing machine. It will be hand washed because it's baby alpaca. And then, just lay it flat to dry, and you actually might have to reshape it a little bit. I hope that's helpful, Kelly. I know I went on and on about that, but you can get all those things. But definitely if it's if it's acrylic. Now this is acrylic wool. No, this is wool. This is wool. Is this? No. Okay, this is a blend. I'm trying to think what it was. This is the vintage, the Barocco vintage. So this is an acrylic wool blend. So this is washable. But what I would do is I would wash this in cold, and I would lay this flat to dry on the sweater, and I would put this in a garment bag and put it in my front loader washing machine, because in the front loaders, the material flops over itself. It doesn't have the agitator that turns. If you have the old style, like my mother-in-law does still, with the agitator, you need to be very careful, because if that scarf or hat gets kind of wrapped around things, it's going to stretch and pull those stitches, and you may not recognize it afterwards. Put it in a bag. Always put it in with a nice zipper bag. You can get those at Walmart. You can buy those, online as well, very, very cheaply. Much cheaper than the yarn, so it's definitely worth the investment. Yeah. Oh, we have. Thank you, Hildegard. Appreciate your comment about the sweater. And we have a Crafter's Grimoire Sanctuary with us, and thank you, Sandra, for your sweet comment, and Wanda in the chat from the coast of Oregon. Wow. And we have Michelle and Annette. See how behind I am, guys? And Joni's back. Yay. And Margaret and Tammy, and Nomina from North Carolina, Alana from California, Jackie from Staten Island, Judy from Lindstrom, Minnesota. Wow. We almost have all the states represented here. We have Melanie, and wants to know if Hannah and Grandma Barker are okay. I think they're doing very well. Thank you so much. And we have Marta from Puerto Rico. Hola, hola, amigo. Thank you for joining us. And we do have the new, just to remind you again, the new releases. I don't have time to go back on all the old stuff, but the new releases coming to YouTube are going to have Spanish. So, habla español. Yay. And let's see, the most recent ones have been translated into Spanish, Italian, Portuguese, German, French, and Arabic, if I'm not mistaken. We were doing Chinese for a while, but we decided, unfortunately, with Chinese, our content is blocked in China. So, which is really, really, really sad for those people. It really is. But I probably shouldn't talk too much about that. Um, but yeah, but we want to try to help those who are interested in learning. And so we're sticking with that. If there are other languages that you want, let me know. We do have to kind of limit it a bit because we are paying for the service. It's not a freebie, cheapy, whatever translation. Is something that we are spending lots of time and money on. Not a lot of money, but we're spending, we're investing in this so that it will be a good thing, so that it's proper English, not just whatever the algorithm thinks I'm saying. Which reminds me, I'll have to come out with another video. I'm amassing some more oopsies for the translations, where the algorithm or the bots think that I'm saying one thing that has nothing to do with crochet, and some of them are hilarious, like talking about the ditches and stuff instead of the stitches. And so anyway, I'll have to do that. Wow. And Hannah said that she's talked with people so far today, right, in French, Italian, and Polish, just today in the chat. So that is amazing. Wow. Whoever thought? I mean, I was talking to someone the other day. Who would have ever thought that something about this size and this thin that you carry around in your hip pocket could be used to broadcast literally around the world? I mean, if you had told me that back in the 80s, I mean, I didn't even have enough money back then when I was in college to have a Walkman, which is where you could carry around in your pocket one whole cassette of songs. Remember those things that were like, I don't know, a couple $100? And I'm like, yeah, like I've got $200. Come on, guys. Instead, now you carry around the $700 phone. I mean, how crazy is that? But anyway, I was just marveling the other day with somebody about that, just what we used to have to do in school, and checking message boards, and one telephone. This is nostalgia, I guess. One telephone on our hallway in our dormitory for about 35 women on that floor. One telephone. And that was the only way I had to contact my mom, my dad, that were 3 states away down in Florida. I mean, things are a lot different now, but then again, I was also freer to live my life, and I was not having to be micromanaged by a bunch of apps and things like that, which was actually kind of cool. But it is amazing that we can do what we do. I mean, that we can even be friends. It's just amazing to me. Sorry, that's a rabbit. I'm chasing down the hole there. Well, let me show you some things here. I got some yarn yesterday or Wednesday at So Original in Columbia. And I wasn't going to get anything, but then I just saw this. And when I found out that it was dyed by a local dyer called Alpaca Joy of Maryland, I thought, well, it's my neighbor's stuff, so I need to get it. This is, even though the company is Alpaca Joy, Hannah, we're going to have to go there sometime when we're in town together. She has alpaca. they have an alpaca farm, but this is not alpaca. This is superwash merino wool. It's sock weight. It's called Glimmer Gold, and yeah. Okay, let me make sure I got that right. Yeah, so here's their little card. So I just thought this was really, really pretty. And since ever since I got together with Laura with the Jewel Designs about the scarves and the shawls, I'm like, this is going to be a great summer kind of a shawl. Even though it's wool, I think the colors just look really summery and bright. And I'm going to have to do something with that soon. But I hope you all enjoyed that video with Laura with Jewel Designs. If you haven't seen it yet, take a look because it will revolutionize the way to wear your shawls. It has it's a complete game changer for stoles, shawls. Let me show you one because I placed an order with her immediately. She didn't have everything, with her obviously, but this, you remember the Gaithersburg stole, right? That you wrap around yourself. Well, using 2 pedestal buttons, you can, and these are just screw ins, and you can unscrew them. It's not a permanent button, and you can throw this over. It forms a hole, and I've been wearing this out and about as an asymmetrical poncho. So, I mean, just 2 little buttons, and these were like $6 or $7 each. So, I mean, they're not cheap, and these are pieces of leather, so they're kind of classy looking, too, I think. But she has many other things, beautiful stick pins, and I think I showed you last week. She has these ties that you can wrap and wrap and wrap that are just so pretty. And I've been wearing them more, so it's exciting because I'm actually getting the scarves that I've made and haven't seen for a while, and just wearing them instead of wearing, an extra layer, like an extra shirt or something. I'm just been grabbing the shawl and then using one of those fancy little things that I got from her, and having a lot of fun with that. So, and I just love it that her goal is to serve us. I mean, she does have a business, absolutely, and she wants to make a living at that. And I so appreciate those of you who have supported her. Thank you for doing that. I do have a link in the video description if you want to look at her store. But, her heart is for you guys to get these things out of your closets and drawers that you've made and that are just sitting there and giving you new ways to wear them and enjoy your work, the work of your hands. So that's really, really exciting. Hannah's sending me another question. Denise Westman would like to know, what circular needles did you use for the sweater you made? Do I have them nearby? Where did I put them? Okay, hold on one second. Be right back. Okay. Great question, Denise. Actually needed quite a few. I needed some DPNs, which are double pointed needles. I needed 3 different sizes. This size, which I got from my local, I think Michael's maybe. And then I ordered these online. I was gathering my supplies during the beginning of the pandemic. And, a lot of these people didn't have their things, but these are some of the other sizes I needed, those double pointed needles. But those are for the sleeves when you go in a tight circle. But my favorite that I used all the time, I have a set from Knit Picks. It came with the pouch, which is fantastic because it has them all organized. And what's wonderful about this is you can put all the pieces in here. Like I've got, yeah, you need a lot of things for this. I had to buy special stitch holders to hold the stitches for the sleeves. And, like I said, I learned a ton of stuff from this. But on the other side, I have all of these. Let's see if I can get them out. Different size. And what you do, these are the circulars, and you attach the size needles to these ends. And what I like about this set is I can change how long this is, because obviously you need a longer one to go around the body,
but you need a shorter one as you go up around the collar. So you can switch out the size easily with the circulars. And these kits, again, these are not cheap, but they come in all these different sizes. And you can see these are much like holding a crochet hook instead of those big long cumbersome, really long metal knitting needles. So these just screw in. Now you do have to be really careful if you use circulars because they can unscrew while you are knitting. So what I do about after every round, I just tighten just to make sure that they are still intact. But you get all these different sizes um, in a kit or in a set, and I think the sets are. I think I paid around $55 for this set for all of these, and these are very nice wood, which again I prefer that they're not as slippery as steel. I started out using a set of old steel DPNs, and I there were a couple times when I had to repent. I mean, I would get so frustrated because the needle would just go zip, slip out, and then you're stuck with like 30 or 40 loops, and you've got to gather them together. And a couple times I just had to completely start the sleeve again. I think I had to do it 3 times for the first one. So that's why I'm like, don't I don't do metal knitting needles. um Now, instead of using the DPNs, I do have a very, let me show you the sizes, a very small set of knitting needles that in a very small little circle here. It comes together, and this is nice for working in a small circle to kind of replace using these. I think you still kind of need both, but this was nice to go to this instead. I finished one sleeve with these, so if one sleeve is a little different than the other, that's probably why. But I'm not going to worry about it. But I just keep these all together. And what's really cool about the kit is I've got my stitch markers, I've got my stitch holders, um, all of the various sizes, circular knitting needles, all of them are right here. So nothing's sticking out real long, and I can just throw that in my bag if I wanted to, take it with me. And I've got a variety of things to choose from. Again, it's one of those things that it's not cheap. I do have a link to Knit Picks if you want to take a look at them. They also have crochet hooks there, but I don't really think they carry the Susan Bates that I like. The ones that they have are beautiful. I just don't prefer their crochet hooks so much. Um, Whew, going through some time here. Um, oh, sorry, Kelly. Kelly had some bad news there. Her friend had just lost her husband a half hour ago. Oh my goodness. Life is so unpredictable, is it not? Um, I tell you what, that's why I like to do fun stuff, even if it's not polished fun stuff with you guys in particular, because life is so short. We just don't know. And I'm so sorry to hear about that. I hope your friend is blessed, Kelly, because she has you to help take care of her. I know you're going to be busy. Uh, a friend of mine locally lost her husband about a week and a half ago, and we've been over there a couple times, and taking her some food, and um, it's hard. It's hard. It's hard to know even what to say. Um, let's see. We have Tammy. Hey, Tammy. It's good to have you there. And you guys just taking care of Kelly already. Thank you so much for doing that. Jacqueline, you made my day. Gorgeous voice. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. Um, I tell you, I totally know I am not a singer, but I don't let that stop me. Not gonna let that stop me. Um, I do better with the flute, but it's hard to do words with the flute or a whistle. So, you guys are sweet. Thank you so much. See how late I am? I'm just now getting to Archer and Ace's $5 donation. Thank you again for that. I am so slow. We have, is it Shelly from Laurel, Maryland, if I'm saying that right? Okay, I'm going to trust that that's right. And When Alana says, going to try to make your sweater you have on. Well, go for it, Alana. I hope it doesn't take you 2 years like it did me. But honestly, I was busy with doing lots of other crochet stuff that I kind of prefer. But um, learning curves are like that. I think I just need to. Sometimes, it's like a wayward child. Sometimes you just have to put them aside and say, sit there for a while and think about this. Of course, it went for months with me, but I hope it doesn't take you 2 years. We have Cindy from North Carolina. Hey, Cindy. And Heather says, not a fan of swimming with sharks, Bonnie. Yeah, that's kind of my analogy. One of my favorite pastors used to always say, talk about swimming in the deep end of the pool. And sometimes some things are just harder even beyond the deep end of the pool. It's like, no, we're swimming with sharks and piranha now. um, but yeah, that's what it's felt like at times with knitting. But I will say this was so much easier than knitting lace. I am not, I love lace. I have knit lace before. Once I did one project and it came out beautiful, but I had to start a lot of times because what would happen, the loops would fall off the hook, and it's just really hard to figure. It's one thing if you just have a bunch of knits or pearls, but if it's like, what in the world, what direction was it facing? We just have to start again. So this was a lot easier. It's just knitting in the round, which is really, really, really easy. So, Jacqueline says she sings in her church choir for 3 years now, but you have a beautiful, oh, thank you, Jacqueline. Oh, you're so sweet. You're going to make me proud. Not really. That's why God gave me the 5 kids. They keep me humble. They're like, Ma, just don't. So, but thank you. I so appreciate that. And thank you for serving your congregation doing that. I love to hear a choir sing. I don't care if they're rocking to a band, or if it's with an orchestra or with a good old church organ. I love to hear a choir. I love to hear it. Love. Even a cappella is fantastic. And Jacqueline says, I love circular needles. Yeah, I think they are the answer to a lot of life's problems when it comes to knitting. Oh, we have Becky Potts in the chat. And Anne Wickman. And is it JY? Is it J? From, he says, good day from the capital of Australia. Wow. Well, welcome, my friend. Hope things are going well. I think I've told you before about Stefan Drury. We follow him a lot in Australia, flying around. Love to see what's coming down there. Would love to go back again. Oh, thank you, Heather. She says she ordered a couple things from the Jewel Designs this week. Thank you for your patronage. Thank you for serving her. I so appreciate that. And just for the record, the link below, it's not an affiliate link or anything. It's just directly to her shop. I'm hoping if any of you guys are in the Colorado, Loveland, Denver, any of that area, I'm going to be flying into Denver April 19th, I believe, and driving to Loveland, Colorado for the Interweave Yarn Fest event. I'm going to be teaching 3 classes there. One class is getting filled. It's starting to fill. So if you are interested in that, please take a look. The other 2 classes are wide open. I have 2 6-hour classes that are just waiting for people to sign up. One of those classes, and those are the 2 classes, are the longer classes are 6 hour. They're like all day. You have 3 hours and you have a lunch break and then 3 hours. And it's going to be a lot of hands-on. It's the one is how to design your own scarf or shawl, or something to that degree. The title's a little different than that, but it's learning how to design your own shawl or scarf. And we're going to talk a lot about a lot of different things regarding that and how you can, feel confident and comfortable to go home and do whatever shape. I mean, we're going to start one in class, but the idea of the class is to give you the tools so that you feel comfortable doing this more regularly, and not being afraid to make mistakes, and that is part of the entire process. But it'll be a 6-hour class. My watch subscribers, those of you who or no, for those of you who are interested, I do have a paid subscriber channel where there are no commercials. There is unique content there on that channel that is not here. My newer, more developed things, like the sweater behind me here, and a couple of throws, and some other things, some behind the scenes videos are on the channel at $6.95 a month. It's a little bit cheaper if you go the year. It's like the price of uh, uh, 12 months for the price of 10 months is basically what the deal is for the year. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Joe Roxana. Um, so thank you so much. So now we're up to $10 on the super chat for the next song, and the next donation designation is going to be the Rancho 3M orphanage in Guadalupe, Mexico. So, but I was saying about the watch channel, I do have a version of, it's a 3-video series on how to design your own scarf or shawl. So that's exclusive to the watch channel. That is not going to be on the public channel like ever, because that's that's kind of it's just really good content, and it's something that I want to keep for my special in-person classes, and as well as for my watch channel. There is a PDF you can download for that class, and it's something that I want you to work through. So you don't want to rush through those videos. There are assignments after each video, and please feel free to contact me when with those classes are concerned. I want you to interact with you. So please email me if you have questions or whatever. I am here to answer those, and I do prioritize the watch questions as much as possible. And a couple weeks ago, I did mention about starting up with the volley thing. I am actually going to set that. I was probably a little premature in mentioning that. I'm going to put that on the back burner for a while. I've been looking at that, and I think that's going to be a little more than I can handle right now. So, and I know a lot of you all probably don't want to be adding another app to your phone, but I really think that's going to bump me to a level of busyness that I'm just not going to be able to handle. So right now, what I think I'm going to do is, when you have questions with these crochet alongs, this is for my watch channel people, the crochet alongs, and especially the classes, let's start the contact by email. And if we need to go to volley and have a conversation that way, we can, if that's necessary. But right now, I just want to keep it with email. I mean, if we have to, we could even do a Zoom call or something like that. That would actually might be easier for everybody. But that's only, if absolutely necessary. I just want to be, a guardian of your time and my time as well, because I know we all have a lot going on in life. But if these classes are something that you are interested in, I am going to put a version of the poncho class and the scarf class. So I just told you about the scarf class. Coming soon to the watch channel will be the recorded version of how to design your own poncho or stole. So there's going to be some overlap, some similarity as far as inspiration goes with these classes, but beyond that, I'm going to go step by step in how to design your own poncho. How can you do that starting from scratch? What do you need to do? It's another 3-hour series, and again, coming to the watch channel very soon. Video number 1 of the crochet along for the Grace Throw is already up on the channel with the complimentary pattern. I'm going to try to get video number 2 and 3 up for you watch channel folks this week. The one thing that has held us up is getting the translations done. So the translations are done. I just have to get my husband to connect the parts, and then we go live with 2 and 3. Now for the YouTube folks, video 1 is coming for the Throw of Grace on Monday, April. I've got Yarn Fest on the brain. February 14th. So Valentine's Day. happy early Valentine's Day. And I know that's a wonderful day for many people. It's also a hard day for a lot of folks. So do be mindful of that. And let me put a plug in for my single friends. And that would include my sister, who's a wonderful single gal. And I know many lovely women. My tech editor, Carolyn, sweet, amazing, gorgeous woman, inside and out. I was like, I'm not sure how the guys let them go this long. But anyway, that's between that's something that God does. And but sometimes I just have to wonder, you know, you guys, somebody is really missing out on a wonderful catch with my friends. But and my daughter Hannah. I mean, hey, but anyway, what all I was gonna say is reach out to your single guy and girlfriends that you know, okay? Because my daughter used to tell me, oh yeah, Singleness Awareness Day. That's the way they view Valentine's Day. And I know we kind of laugh about it, ha ha ha, but it's hard. It is hard. It's just hard for people who are not everybody. I know some people love being single, and that's the only way they want it, and that's great. And there is something about being content with that, and these people I'm speaking of are very content in that. But I'm just saying, if there's somebody that you can reach out to, just I don't know, bless them somehow on that day. I know that it would go a long way. That would really be kind. So, and I'll have to start thinking about that. I think I might have to do something for my sister if she's not watching this. Oh, we'll see. Anyway, I just went on and on about that. That wasn't even written down, guys. Let's see. Sandy would like to know what the open stitch throw is. The coral and red. Okay. I'm sorry, Sandy. I've been talking and not communicating very well. So let me go ahead and, I grabbed too many things here. Let me put that back. It's another fun project. Let me scoot back some. This is the throw of grace. I guess instead of just talking about it, I could show you. This is the crochet along that starts on Monday. Okay. This is the throw. It's a big rectangle, and let me show you the trim. It's trimmed with 4-post cables and ribbing, and the large shell with picots and little picots in between. And this is an intermediate project, but I do show you how to do everything. It's a little bit tricky if you've never made these stitches before. Working them in the round or in a square like this is a little more challenging, I will say that. But I do go slow this time. I tried to be very deliberate. I tried to slow down a little bit from what I did. I know with the Celtic mandala, there are some people that got a little frustrated with me. So I tried to be mindful to do this a little more deliberately, especially with the stitch counts. I think I give you the stitch count at the end of every single round, as much as I can in this. So anyway, so this was a lot of fun, and I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting on my yarn. It shipped a couple weeks ago for the solid color, and it's been sitting in the Federal Express warehouse in Rockville for 10 days, and I'm like, golly gee whiz, guys, can't you just can I come and get it? I tried to contact them and say, okay, I know you're busy. I know your drivers are stressed. Okay, I understand that. Can I just come pick it up? Can someone just bring it to the front and I'll come pick it up? Nope, can't do that. I'm like, but anyway. So I got a color that's similar to this. It's a little bit, it's similar to this. I'm going to rework this completely in a solid color. So if you want to even do this in one solid color, I think that would look really, really good as well. But I just wanted to do the mandala style project, and just kind of since the Celtic mandala throw was all one color, I thought, oh, let's just throw some color in there and see see how that goes. And it was a lot of fun to do that. I really enjoyed that. So, okay, thank you, Hannah. You are so helpful, honey. Let's see if there's anything else. Did I showed you my yarn. Oh, there is one more thing. Two more things, actually. Um, you saw this in the video on Monday, but let me go ahead and introduce you to the Eileen scarf or shawl. And I say scarf or shawl because you can wear it as both, okay? This is the beginning of it. This is an asymmetrical scarf. And it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And with this particular shape, you can also wear it as a shawl. And let me show you the stitching up a little bit closer. This yarn is amazing too. The way it is marbled with the dye. Can you see that? And then the trim. Okay. So I could put this on right now, but you know what? I'm gonna start sweating. It's gonna be really hot. And I loved. I fell in love with this yarn at Lana's. It was during a special trunk show, and there's a local gal in Columbia, Maryland. She has an Etsy store, and the link is in the video description below. It's called Banshee Fiber Art Studio. I'm gonna go take this off because I don't want to heat up. But anyway, Carolyn is the indie yarn dyer. She has this, and she has like a green color like this too. This listen to the content of this yarn. It is, and this is why it's not the cheapest stuff in the box. Okay, it's not cheap. I'll just say that it's expensive, but it's wonderful. It's a fingering weight yarn. I used 3. So it's one of these investment things. And it's 60% superwash merino, 20% yak, and 20% silk. Yeah. And it feels amazing. It's not super duper soft like this sweater is, but I think it's going to hold up very well. I mean, whenever you have silk in something, it strengthens the fiber. It doesn't necessarily soften the fiber, but it will strengthen it quite a bit. And I think that combination is what helps this yarn take the dye the way it has. So, and I think she may have this in a blue, really deep royal blue with kind of that flecked look. So, this pattern, video, etc. is coming March 7th. So right after the Throw of Grace completes, this video will be released. This was coming a little bit earlier to my watch channel. I'll try to get that up within the month there. But so, and again, if you're looking for this particular yarn, you can check the video description below. It's not an affiliate link or anything, but she did give me a code if you wanted to get 10% off. I think each skein was about $36. So you're looking at about $100 worth of yarn here. So just to give you the sticker shock now, if you don't want to invest so much, I totally understand. You can just use whatever sock yarn you have. It takes approximately 1,200 yards. Or 1,200 yards or 3 of the 400 yard skeins of yarn. But this is becoming one of my favorites. I like browns, as you can see. I can wear browns. They're one of my colors. So and I like reds too. So this just really feels nice. And since Laura showed me how to wear it different ways with the different things that I got from her, really excited about that. So that's a peek into what's coming. I have another thing that I can't show you just yet, but let's just say that a crochet sweater is in the works. I finally finished it. I just need to do the videos and the writing, which can be a little tricky with sizing and so forth, but that still got to be done. But the sweater is done, and it to date, I think it's one of my favorite sweaters. Crochet. It's made using uh, Malabrigo sock yarn and some earth, spelled URTH, earth yarn for the collar. And I'm really excited about that. I can't wait to show you, but I've got to do photography and lots of other things first before I can roll that out. And I know you can only do so much at once. I mean, I get that. I sometimes I kind of wish I had two sets of hands so that I could maybe do two things at once, but it'd be really hard to buy clothes then. So I have to stop and be content with two. Swati would like to know about the weight and yardage for the shawl. Yeah, I just talked about that. Thanks, Hannah. Yeah, it's about 1,200 yards. That's what I purchased, and that was plenty for this. So 3 hanks. And if you do contact Carolyn, her name is Carolyn Sharp at Banshee Fiber Art Studio. Tell her Bonnie sent you. Just tell her I said hey. um, and I hope to see her again sometime. Well, let me. Oh, it's 1 o'clock already. How did it get to be 1 o'clock? That's not fair. If I didn't get, oh, I see Emily Price. Hey, Emily. There are people that I know I'm missing. Cindy. Um, let's see. Oh, Wanda Gordon. I think I said hi to Wanda. Ella. Um, Michelle. Okay, getting back to another conversation. My boyfriend just bought a Walkman style cassette player that connects to his Bluetooth speaker or headset. Now he can listen to his 80s cassettes again. Oh my. Oh, I hope he enjoys that. I can't listen to any of my old stuff from them because I would leave it in a car. I know you're not supposed to do that, but we did. We all did. And so when you listen to them on the tape, it kind of has this wow, wow, wow sound, with the music. So the music that I love, a lot of the music that I listened to back then, I just went ahead and got CDs of them, even though in 1989, I remember my husband buying a bunch of CDs at a Christian bookstore back when they had Christian bookstores. We don't have any around here anymore. We bought some Wayne Watson and some other really great tunes. And I'm like, what are those? And he said, oh, these are CDs. This is the new technology. And I'm like, that'll never last. Boy, was I wrong. But now everybody has PDF, not PDF, but they just do downloads from on from iTunes or something like that. I gotta have my CDs. Um, I just like having the backup. Hopefully, they will last better than my '80s cassettes. But that is so funny, Michelle. I've got a lot of cassettes down in the basement. A lot of cassettes. Oh, my poor kids are gonna have a lot to go through when I die. I have to go through it now, I guess. Um, yeah, if I miss you in the chat, I am so sorry. I do want to be all, you know, say hey to everybody. Is it Stacy in the chat? Say hi to you and Margaret. Thanks for watching that video. She said she enjoyed that. Let's see. Well, I am missing. I have Manon in the chat. I haven't seen Manon here in a while. Hey, it's so good to have you there. From Drummondville, Quebec. Oh, thank you for your kind words there too. Wow, yeah, I love seeing your pictures. I mean, that you send to me. I mean, all of you, but man, and I remember yours in particular. Always excellent crocheting. We have Linda Smith from Wisconsin, new here and loving this chat. Linda, these are great folks in the chat. Let me tell you. And Hannah is there, our moderator, to help make sure that anybody that doesn't play nice gets a welcome to the door. We used to have problems with that, but I think we had some trolls early on, and I think we just talking all this crochet and being a little on the nice side, I think it just drove them nuts. I think they just couldn't stand it. So we're glad that they have found something more productive to do than to bother a bunch of nice crochet ladies and men. So anyway, oh wow, okay. But Becky Potts, I'm catching up on the medical report of your friend. So sorry. All right. Well, you know what? I think I think I need to go. Let me see. I want to make sure I'm not missing anybody. Oh, Annette Burke, it's good to see you in the chat. Um, and Crochet Me Pink. Hey, Crochet Me Pink says, I'm old. She's I can't imagine dating during this time. Oh, it's hard. It's hard on people who are single right now. It's really hard. You just I've seen my kids struggle with this. This is hard. So this is talking about the Valentine's Day thing, guys. Yeah, reach out to somebody. Um, send them flowers. Send them a card if you know somebody that's going to be by themselves with this. You know, people maybe in retirement homes or something. You know, who are by themselves. That's a great idea. You know, bring them. Doesn't even have to be something expensive. You know, flowers from the grocery store um, or even just a balloon, or I don't know. Balloons are kind of funny, but I don't know. You might have something crocheted you can wrap and give to them. A friend of mine, another designer, Jennifer Ryan. When my mom passed away, she gave me a little card and had a little crochet heart in it. Oh, it just so affected me, and it was just a little note saying that when you look at this, just know I'm praying for you. So you know, little things like that. Just a little, even 1 year of. Try not to get emotional here. I remember doing something because I was the single person, and you know, I didn't want another year of wallowing in misery. So I decided I was going to think of others instead of wanting someone to think of me. And I made a bunch of little heart shaped cakes, just little a pan that I borrowed from somebody, or you can even do cookies or something like that. And I just made one for everybody at work, and I put their name on it, and just said, you know, Jesus loves you, and put their name. And it just made me happy to do that, you know, because otherwise I'd be one, you know, just feeling sorry for myself. So you know, I was so focused on making these little cakes and bringing them to work, and it just made me happy to do that. And then I didn't have to worry about, you know, my situation. So anyway, just kind of turned it on its head. So maybe that's something, if that's you, you know, maybe that's something you can do, is just look for somebody else to bless. Um, yeah, that's just an idea, just a thought. Um, well, let me go ahead and read something to you. Um, oh, also, one more thing before I do. Um, it looks like I am going to be teaching. I'm so excited. I am going to be teaching at the CGOA, which is the try that again. Crochet Guild of America, this July 20th through the 23rd in New Orleans. I've never been to New Orleans, so I'm really looking forward to that. I'm really hoping there's not a hurricane there. Probably won't be, so we're hoping that, you know, and it won't be too terribly hot and humid, but we're going to be inside rocking the crochet hooks. And um, my friend Jennifer Ryan and I, well, we've done some music and stuff together, and I don't know what we're gonna do yet, but we're gonna be up to some shenanigans with music. You can just know that. So um, the registration is going to be opening mid-March, so be looking for that mid-March. I'll be teaching, I think, 4 classes there. I mean, I'm going to be booked solid with classes, and going to be teaching lots of cabling classes, going to be teaching the poncho class, um, I think the shawl class. I'm not sure about that one, but there are going to be several, and lots of other teachers. Are going to be a total of 10 different teachers there this year, and it's going to be at the New Orleans Marriott Warehouse Arts District. That's the hotel, and you can reserve your hotel room now. I've gone ahead a couple days ago. I think it was yesterday. I reserved my hotel room. And there is a block if you are a CGOA member. If you're not a CGOA member and you want to go to this, you don't have to be a member, but if you are, it's really easy. I think it's, I don't know, between $35 and $45. I really don't know how much it is for the year anymore, but it's in that ballpark. And with that, you get the magazine that comes to your house 4 times a year. Um, and you get discounts, serious discounts on signing up for classes and lots of other stuff at the conferences. So if you're going to attend the conference, definitely make sure you just go ahead and sign up and join, so that you can get the discounts, okay? And there are lots of classes available online, on Zoom. throughout the year with CGOA. So there are a lot of opportunities for education and interacting with the teachers and so forth. So mid-March, be on the lookout. That will be, sign up will begin. Oh wow, Emily Price is saying she's doing a 9-scan blanket right now. Wow. Whew. Oh, thank you, Wanda Gordon. She says, "Amen, Brat Small." Okay, John 3:16 is the best Valentine ever. Absolutely, it sure is. Sure is. Well, let me read something to you. I will read the rest of these comments. But I was reading this yesterday, and this is out of my good book by one of my favorite 19th century preachers, Spurgeon. And this is the morning and evening book. And I read this yesterday, and I was just really convicted, but just really encouraged at the same time. I hope it's not too serious for you all, but I think you'll get the gist of it. I'm not going to read all of it, but it's talking about the verse where Paul talks in Philippians 4:12, where he says, "I know how to abound." I think just talking about, I know how to live with plenty and I know how to live with little, and comparing the two. And earlier in this passage is talking about how the most dangerous of the two is being prosperous and is having a lot. That it's a dangerous place to be in, especially for the Christian. And again, this is written from a Christian perspective for Christians. So just please keep that in mind. But this is what he says towards the end of this. When we have much of God's providential mercies, it often happens that we have but little of God's grace and little gratitude for the bounties we have received. We are full and we forget God. Satisfied with earth, we are content to do without heaven. Rest assured, it is harder to know how to be full than it is to know how to be hungry. So desperate is the tendency of human nature to pride and forgetfulness of God. And we know that. We see that all around, even in our own hearts at times, or at least in mine. Take care that you ask in your prayers that God would teach you how to be full. And then a little verse. Let not the gifts that love bestows estrange our hearts from thee. So that just really affected me yesterday, and just knowing, we are, most of us, if we're watching this broadcast on a computer, or on a fancy cell phone or something like that, there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong at all. It's a sign of God's blessing. It really is on us, and that's a good thing, and it's something that we should definitely be thankful for. But it was just a challenge, just a reminder to me, to be careful, to use it well. But anyway, love you guys. Thank you so much for being here, and remember, next week we're going to move it back to 2:00 because I have a previously scheduled appointment. It was scheduled more than a year ago, so everything's fine. But I'll look forward to seeing you next week at 2:00. And remember, the crochet along comes out Monday, so get those hooks ready so you can get ready to start. Well, God bless. Bye bye.